Pig is a simple and fun cartoon, one of the most watched shows worldwide. But while watching the episodes, have you ever noticed the small animation errors that pop up throughout the series? Most of these errors often go unnoticed by fans of the series. However, some occasionally stand out and provide good laughs. For instance, in the episode Ballet Lesson, Peppa goes to school to learn ballet with her friends, and Danny Dog does something surprising. He exits from one side and reappears from the other, as if he's dancing ballet at the speed of light or playing hide-and-seek in super fast mode. To pull this off, he'd need to move faster than the speed of the sun orbiting the Earth. It might seem like a tiny error, but it's clear there was a continuity mistake in this episode. Or perhaps Danny is secretly a superhero. This isn't the only error in the adventures of the world's most beloved piglet. We've compiled 13 animation mistakes that you probably never noticed while watching Peppa Pig. So, grab your golden boots and join us as we dive into the amazing world of Peppa. The Pig family shares many special moments together, portraying a series of playful activities involving the main characters of this fan-favorite cartoon. In the episode Where's Mr. Dinosaur?, we see Peppa playing a board game with Daddy Pig. And guess what? She proved that the apprentice can surpass the master and beat her dad. At this moment, George enters the room crying because he lost Mr. Dinosaur, his inseparable companion. But the black checkers pieces Peppa was using suddenly disappear from the board as if by magic. Did Peppa acquire special powers to make objects vanish? Or did the board game become a magical hiding spot? It really makes us wonder how no one noticed this mistake before. In the same episode, we see various moments where George is carrying his dinosaur, from eating to sleeping and even bathing. In one bathroom scene, when Peppa decides to help her brother find Mr. Dinosaur, chandelier can be seen on the ceiling. But wait a second, that wasn't there before. Was the chandelier playing hide-and-seek with the Pig family, and nobody told them? This makes us think about how Peppa Pig can surprise even its most attentive fans with funny tricks, like adding objects to scenes. The Pig family loves visiting relatives, from Grandpa and Grandma Pig to Daddy Pig's funny brother. In the episode Chloe's Puppet Theater, some errors became quite noticeable throughout the video. When Peppa and George arrive at their cousin Chloe's house, they're warmly greeted at the door by the whole family. After saying hello to their relatives, they're invited inside by Chloe, and something funny happens. The doorknob, initially on one side of the door, appears on the other side after the children enter. Additionally, the door, which was shown open, suddenly appears closed, even though Uncle Pig and Aunt Pig had just welcomed them at the door. How is that possible? These quirky details make the episode even more fun and creative, delighting fans. And if you, like George, love prehistoric reptiles, leave a comment saying dinosaur below to let us know. Some celebrations are frequently showcased in Peppa Pig, and one of them is Daddy Pig's birthday. While preparing a surprise for him, Mummy Pig and her children seem to have gained some special powers. The episode begins with Daddy Pig heading to work on his birthday. Poor Daddy, no one deserves that. Meanwhile, the rest of the family uses this time to prepare a special surprise. Mummy Pig decides to bake a birthday cake with Peppa and George's help. The scene starts with the ingredients neatly arranged on the table and the spoon placed in front of them. As Mummy Pig starts adding the ingredients, starting with butter, sugar, and flour, she then adds an egg and some chocolate pieces. And then, as if by magic, the spoon suddenly appears much closer to Mummy Pig. But how is that possible? Something that many fans might want to question. Another curious detail is how the cake becomes so large with just a few ingredients. If Mummy Pig sold this recipe, she could probably make millions. But that's not all. George also makes a spoon appear out of nowhere. Could he have inherited Mummy Pig's magical powers? Pig family values education greatly. Peppa, even at just 4 years old, is already attending school to learn with her friends. In the episode Playgroup, George is ready to go to school with his sister for the first time, marking a new chapter in the little piggy's life. This makes Peppa a little worried about her younger brother's age. This moment is captured in a common scene where Daddy Pig is dropping his children off at school. But take a closer look. When they arrive at the school, the car is facing one way, and then it appears to be facing the opposite direction, as if by magic. Could Daddy Pig's car have special powers? Imagine how helpful that would be in real life. It would make parking so much easier. If you follow Peppa Pig, you know that Mummy Pig works from home as a writer. In several episodes, she is shown fully focused on her computer, typing at lightning speed. In one episode, Daddy Pig is in the kitchen preparing soup for lunch. And let's be honest, who eats soup for lunch? Kids, eager to play a chicken game on the computer, ask Mummy Pig for a turn. But she's busy working and tells them they'll have to wait. Peppa asks if she can just watch, and Mummy Pig agrees as long as she doesn't touch anything. But Peppa, always helpful, decides to assist Mummy Pig by pressing random keys, causing the computer to crash. Interestingly, when this happens, the clock shows exactly 12:30. Mummy Pig then asks Daddy Pig to fix the computer. To solve the problem, Daddy Pig simply turns it off and on again, but when the computer turns back on, the clock jumps to 1 p.m. How could rebooting take half an hour? In another episode, Peppa receives a box from Mummy Pig to store her most precious items. She heads to her room to choose something to add to the box. George offers to help, but Peppa insists it's a secret and tells him to leave. When she closes the doorknob magically appears on the opposite side. Seems that even the door accessories in Peppa's world have mysterious powers. In the same episode, Mummy Pig makes a secret box for George too, and just like George, Peppa becomes extremely curious about what he has hidden inside. Mummy Pig encourages Peppa to show something from her box first, and in return, George reveals an item he's hidden. Peppa agrees on one condition: they have to show their items at the same time. George reveals a drum, and Peppa shows her trumpet. Daddy Pig then asks if there's anything else in the secret box, and George confirms. He pulls out a donut, but Peppa doesn't have anything else. Luckily, Mummy Pig brings more donuts, and then, magically, the secret boxes disappear. Could these boxes have teleportation powers? If you love following Peppa's adventures as much as we do, click the subscribe button now and join our group of Pink Piglet fans. Now let's take a look at the mistakes made by the animators in the Peppa Pig episode The Picnic. At the beginning of the episode, family gets ready to find a suitable spot for their picnic. Mummy Pig, Peppa, and George are already in the car, while Daddy Pig approaches with the picnic basket and blanket to place them in the trunk. This moment, seats in the car appear red. However, in the next scene, Peppa and George's purple and blue car seats magically appear out of nowhere. Did the animators miss this mistake? In the same episode, Daddy Pig places the blanket, bread, cheese, and basket in the trunk, but when Mummy Pig gets out of the car, she is already holding the picnic blanket in her hands. How did she grab the blanket so quickly? Does Mummy Pig move at the speed of light like Danny Dog? Honestly, I wish I had Mummy Pig's super speed, especially to beat everyone to the front of any line. Every child has probably played dress up at least once in their life, and it's no different for the world's most beloved piglet. In the episode Dressing Up, Peppa decides to wear Mummy Pig's clothes, while George dons Daddy Pig's fancy outfits. To complete her look, Peppa decides to use some makeup. Standing in front of the dressing table, she finds a box containing all of Mummy Pig's makeup products. In the next scene, however, the box disappears as if by magic, and the makeup products are now scattered across the table. Did you notice this when watching the episode? Was it intentional? Peppa's school often holds celebrations where students can participate with their families. In the episode School Party, the setting is beautifully decorated with bunting that is first seen at the beginning of the episode. However, as the episode progresses, color of the bunting changes. Initially, the bunting is white and yellow, but when the scene shifts to Peppa's friends, it suddenly becomes white and green, and later it changes to red and white. Surely this error went unnoticed when you first watched the episode. Not to mention that later, the bunting appears in completely different colors and arrangements, as if the scene is being shown from different angles. However, the beginning of the episode, it's clear they weren't there initially. They must have been added later. Was this the work of Miss Rabbit? Pig family is often seen having meals together. In the episode The Tooth Fairy, they are shown enjoying a delicious spaghetti dish. But take a closer look. The clock on the wall reads 7 o'clock, with the small hand pointing to 7 and the big hand at 12. That doesn't seem like the right meal for this time of day. Would you eat spaghetti for breakfast? Peppa loves playing with her cousin, and in the first season, Peppa almost performs a magic trick in the episode My Cousin Chloe. When deciding to play in muddy puddles, there's one rule that cannot be broken. Everyone must wear boots, which appear in several episodes. When Peppa notices that Cousin Chloe and George aren't wearing their boots, she makes a point of putting hers on and fetching boots for George and Chloe. Surprisingly, Peppa manages to carry George's boots and Chloe's boots in the same hand. But that's humanly impossible. Does Peppa have 4 arms? Animation mistakes add an extra charm to the adventures of the world's most beloved piglet. It's impossible not to enjoy the fun moments with Peppa and her friends. If you want to keep exploring the delightful world of Peppa, we've selected 2 amazing videos for you to watch. See you in the next video.